Okay, this is gonna be a very short video, but basically this video is gonna show you how to get the different photographic tones for your gradients. So if you click on the gradient map here, there's gonna be like very specific gradients on what you guys use for this particular project. Obviously you can use black and white as one of them, but there are other options of different things you can do with the gradients. So you're gonna have to click on the just make sure to click on the gradient map on the adjustments panel. Click on this one that has like these 4 lines, or not that one. Whoops. Okay, so let me go back. I didn't mean to make another one. So you're gonna have to actually click on the top where it says window, and find where it is. This one, gradients, workspace, range, extensions. Oh, okay, so you actually have to go to Windows and gradients. I apologize. So Windows gradients, and yeah, now it's gonna give you that option menu. So make sure you go Windows gradients, like I showed you here. And you're gonna have this window that's gonna pop up, and it looks different now. But you want to actually scroll all the way down and make sure to check off legacy gradients. Okay, so you check out legacy gradients, and this is going to basically add another panel to the gradient tools. So I actually have 2 copies of this because I actually made another copy of it. But basically you're going to click on the legacy gradients, this folder, and scroll all the way down to photographic tones. So these are actually really great, good gradients to use for photography. So actually, so yeah, there's actually 2 different gradients. That's really weird, but we're going to minimize this. Go back to the gradient map that we created, and click on this down tab and click on legacy gradients. Okay, so there's gonna be a couple of things you have to kind of jump through to get these gradients on, because these gradients aren't showing up on your computer. It was something they took out in the new Photoshop, but you can retrieve it back if you go through a couple of different things. But I really like these gradients though, because these are like really great for photography. So a homework I'm have you guys do is basically look at different types of double exposure photos. But if you actually type in like double exposure photos in on Google, double exposure photography, a lot of these photos use these types of gradients where it's kind of like they're doing black and white, or they're doing it more of like a different tone to it. Like this one's kind of like a little bit more blue. This one's kind of like a little bit more. Oops. This one's kind of like yellow. Black in a way. So I like these gradients because these are like really great for this particular project, and you can kind of just scroll through, see which ones you like. This gives this gives your photos a little bit more of a dramatic look to the pictures. And if you wanted to, you can actually like set your gradients in different parts. So if I wanted to do like this for the background, I can do that for the background. I just set it below your portrait. And then if you want to create another gradient on top, you can do something different for that one. That's kind of interesting. It's actually mixing the 2 colors. But if you actually click on this button down here, this actually sets it to like the bottom layer. So now when I apply the gradient, it's only applying to my portrait. Okay, but this gives you a little bit of variation though with your colors. If you want to keep your colors kind of like the same, but like just change the tones a little bit. This feels pretty neat though. And then, if it's a little too much, like this is a little bit too much, you can actually change the opacity down to kind of like fade it in a little bit more. I like these gradients though, just because it's sometimes when you just use like the original images, the colors are a little bit overwhelming, and this kind of helps to unify the colors a little bit more.